Hey everyone, welcome to this call. This is one of my favorite things to do, to talk about being a mom and to talk about ketones. So thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy lives tonight to hop on here. I see so many beautiful faces, beautiful moms. Go ahead and why don't you type in the chat where you're listening from. Be really exciting to see how many places across the US and across the world we are reaching tonight. So just a short intro on myself. I'm super excited to host this call. My name is Jodi Scheibe, and I live in San Diego, California. I have 3 teenagers, 14, 16, and 18. You can also put in the comments how old your kiddos are. That's super fun to do. So I'm in a household of 3 teenagers, and let me tell you, before I started drinking ketones, I didn't know how I was going to make it through the teenage years. And since I feel like I've got this secret weapon in my pocket to crush mom life. So maybe some of you are sitting on this call and you have no idea what I'm even talking about when I say the word ketones. That's totally okay. Maybe your friend shot you a text today and say, hey, hop on this call. I want you to hear about it. Maybe you're sitting here and you don't have the energy you need every day, or maybe you have some fat loss goals for 2020 that you want to hit. Maybe you're sitting on this call and you're struggling with finances right now. Other of you are on this call. I see a couple who've been drinking ketones maybe for 6 months, maybe a year. Maybe you've lost 25 pounds already. Maybe you've gone from being I call it a mom, like a mombie, like instead of a zombie, mombie. Maybe you've gone from being a mombie to being the mom who has more energy than anybody else in the house since you've been drinking ketones. And maybe you're just hopping on because you're curious about where the conversation's going and what's happening in our company. So wherever you are tonight, I welcome you. I'm super, super excited. I know you guys, as you listen, you're going to relate to all of these stories you hear. You're going to hear about some powerful fat loss stories. I know you're going to love what these moms have to share. I'm so excited they're on here tonight. And you're also just going to love how easy this is. How easy it is to do every day, how easy it is to add it into your life, and also how fun and easy it is to share and create a ripple effect in your community. But first, let me just start off and explain what the heck I'm talking about when I say the word ketones. It's super simple. I'm going to show you guys for those who have your video on. It's a powder. You mix it in water and ice. You take a packet. We have tons of different flavors in our new 10-day drink ketone challenge. You shake it up and then you start burning ketones for fuel instead of glucose. Your body runs on 2 different fuel sources. Fuel source 1 is glucose and fuel source 2 is ketones. In the past, the only way to get those ketones in your body would be to do a strict ketogenic diet. I don't know if any of you can relate to me, but I'm not that good with diets. But I can shake up a powder and water and ice and drink it every single day. In fact, my kids can do it too, and they love it. So I'm going to introduce these stories. You guys are going to absolutely love what you hear. Thank you for the women who are sharing tonight. First person I want to bring on is Mitzi. See if we can find you. I don't know if I see you. We have people watching from Oregon, Ohio. This is great. Michigan. Keep putting in the comments where you guys are listening from. Mitzi, are you on here? Great. Let me.
I'm here. There.
Perfect. Thank you. I just wanted you to hop on and share really shortly how this product has kind of changed your life.
Yeah. Sorry, my lighting's a little funky, but I'm Mitzi. I'm from Iowa. Been drinking ketones since beginning of October, and I have a 10-year-old son. And one of the main things that I've noticed is my stress levels. Hey, Chelsea. I have always been one that kind of just thinks that I have to make, every single thing perfect. I work full-time at a corporate job. I run another in-home business, and I put in about 20 to 25 hours a week at that. I have a cookie decorating business, just like a hobby. And I usually do about 15 hours at that. But I'm always stressed just burning the candles, and I never let anybody see that. I always put on a happy face, because that's what moms are supposed to do, is what I've always just kind of thought. But Once I started drinking them, a story that really comes to mind was leaving a potluck at one of my girlfriend's house. And it's just my son and I. So I'm a single mom, have been since day one. And we were backing out of the driveway, and I handed him a crock pot of taco meat. And I said, please do not spill this. Please do not spill this. Handed it to him. We were backing out. As soon as we hit the end of the driveway, he goes, oh. And I looked over, and there was literally probably 5 cups of hot taco meat all over the front of the car, down the side of the console. And I just looked at him, and I died laughing. I think he thought I was going to be really upset. And I could tell you, before drinking ketones, I probably would have been angry, and I probably would have yelled. But I just looked at him, and I could not stop laughing. We were about 4 blocks from home, and just the whole way. And he goes, you're not mad? And I was like, nope. I kind of called it on myself. I put it out there, and I guess it needed to happen. But we spent about 45 minutes at 10:30 at night scooping taco meat out of the car. So that's one thing. It's just really relieved stress in my life. And that's one thing that I am hoping that, if you're not drinking ketones, then you can hear some of these stories and think, yep, I've done that. And hopefully it resonates with you, and you can feel as good as all of us.
Mitzi, I love that. I know a lot of us moms on this call can say, oh my gosh, I would love to be able to laugh about taco meat being spilled all over my car at 10:30 at night. I was laughing earlier, the same thing. I have 2 kids down with the flu. My shower's broken. Things are going all crazy. And I'm still like, I feel great and I feel amazing. So, let's also hear from, I think we have Jess up next. Thank you, Mitzi, for sharing.
Yep.
Jess, oh, there you are, Jess Marie.
Hey. So I'm in Wisconsin right now. I'm out of town. I'm from Virginia Beach, but I'm in Wisconsin visiting family right now. And so in order to escape the chaos for just a moment, I'm in my husband's truck. But I'm so excited to talk to everyone about ketones. Before ketones, back in 2017, my second daughter had just turned 1, and my full-time job at the moment is I'm in the Navy. I'm active duty Navy all day, every day. I was 237 pounds, which is not okay in the Navy. And I was about to lose my job. And so I was desperate to try to find a way to lose weight. And someone posted about ketones. I tried it and I loved it. Within 6 months, I lost 70 pounds. And I have not stopped drinking them since. I've kept the weight off. Everything in my life changed though, like not even just the weight loss. My husband's also in the Navy, and we had been having marriage struggles for quite some time. And with drinking ketones, my mood kind of, settled, and our relationship has grown so close. And I'm at the point now where I have had so much success with ketones that I actually am leaving the Navy in about a year so that I can share this conversation full time, because this community has poured into me so much more than any other community has. And it just feels really good. And I never want to leave.
I love that. I've heard your story several times, and every time I hear it, I can't stop grinning, because you guys, we have something in our hands. This resolution solution is here. We have the most powerful tool for fat loss. 60 pounds, right? It's
70.
70 now. It's crazy. It's the single best tool for fat loss. I know that my husband's lost 35 pounds. So it's been amazing for him too. So thank you, Jess, for sharing all the way from the car, as us busy moms do. I know a lot of you are multitasking, and I love y'all for it. It's like us moms have 15 computer windows open at once, and we've got our pulse on each one. You guys are all rock, and you're awesome for being on here tonight. So the next person who's here to share is Priscilla. Let's see, I can see some people's faces. Priscilla, are you on here?
I am.
Hi, how are you? I'd love for you to share with all these other moms how this product has changed your life.
Awesome. So I can just start by saying that I am super thankful for ketones. My life has changed completely. I've been taking ketones for about 18 months now, and I am a mother of 4 children, and we just had our 7th grandbaby yesterday. So to say the least, before I started taking ketones, there were some days I didn't get up out the bed. I was working a full-time job at that time, And some days I would call in because I had headaches and I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and stuff in my life and just was unable to function. There were days that my husband and my kids were like, Mom, why don't you just go back to bed? You're so moody. Well, now at midnight, some days my son is like, what are you doing? You're still cleaning up. So the biggest thing about ketones that have changed in my life, it may not be like super huge for some people. Like some people sleep through the night and, you know, they get rest, but I have a medical condition, and it did not allow me to sleep through the night. So I had not slept through the night in 19 years. 2 weeks after starting on ketones, I slept through the night. I woke up crying the next morning, and my life has been changed ever since then. I sleep through the night about 3 to 5 times a week, which is life changing for me. I've lost about 60 pounds, and I'm now that mother and that Mimi that's always traveling, on the go. I have tons of energy, and just being able to go to the amusement parks, hunting with my kids and my grandkids, and not only helping myself, but helping so many others, and seeing our oldest 2 daughters that are 23 and 25 to be able to be a mother of 3 and 2 infants and 2 under 2. It's just amazing to see the transformation that it's given me and all of my kids and our family. So it's just amazing.
It's amazing. I can so relate. How many moms on here can relate to needing better sleep? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Before I started drinking ketones, I would wake up every night around 2 or 3. And then since I've started drinking them, it took me about a week. I say I sleep like a husband now. You guys can relate. Your babies are crying and the husbands never wake up. I know you know what I mean, because I see all you laughing and smiling. So thank you so much. That's so powerful. Maybe you're sitting here right now and you're thinking, gosh, this all sounds amazing. I could use that sleep. I could use that energy. I could definitely use some fat loss. But you're wondering, you know, maybe it's too expensive, or I don't know how to get started. You know, there's a couple different options and ways to get started, and I'm just going to run through them really quickly in between stories here. Option number 1, grab our Drink Ketone 10-day challenge. It's so simple. Connect with the person who invited you and grab the 10-day challenge. Try it out, drink it every day for 10 days. See what it can do for you. Option 2, grab it, and it's super simple for you to pick up the phone and call your mom or call your sister or call your husband into the room and say, hey, do this with me. If you find 2 people who want to drink ketones with you, your ketones are free every single month. And I don't know any better person than a mom to share something they love. We talk to our friends about all the stuff we love, and I usually don't get anything free for doing it. So that's option 2.
Hey, Jodi, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Oh my gosh, was I muted that whole time?
For about 10, 15 seconds.
Oh, I don't know how that happened. So sorry. What part? I ended up at option 2? Option 2. So grab those ketones and then call your husband, call your sister, call your aunt, call your friend. You find 2 friends and yours are free every month. There's no better thing to share. I share everything as a mom. I tell everyone to go see certain movies and I never get free movie tickets. We're always talking to people. So super simple is option 2, and we can help you do that. Option 3, you can share with a few more friends than 2 people and actually build a business like some of us moms here have, and start to watch the ripple effect throughout your community and your area. So as we start to hear more stories, just start thinking, you know, maybe you're the person who's ready for option number 1. Maybe you're already thinking, wait a second, I definitely have 2 people I know that could try this out with me. Or maybe as you start to hear some of these other stories, you think, well, wait a second, I have a couple more than 2 people, and I don't think my friends know about this yet. And I'd love to maybe create some extra income and maybe stay home with your babies or stay home with your kids. So I'm super excited to have Krista share next. Let me see where she is. Sorry about that mute thing. My computer went wonky.
Jodi.
Hey, Krista, how are you? Thanks for coming on tonight.
You're welcome.
I kind of wanted to just ask you, like, I want to hear about how the product changed your life, but I also want to hear about how the business has changed your family.
Gosh, the product's been awesome. as a mom, like I've got 3 kiddos and I'm a pre-K teacher. I'm around kids 24/7. And I just would like wake up feeling defeated in life. You know, and I thought that was being a mom. I thought we were supposed to wake up feeling tired. I thought we were supposed to struggle and count down the minutes to lunch and dinner and bedtime. Like, how many of you are like, praise the Lord, the kids are in bed? That was me. And I thought that that was just being a mom. And now drinking ketones, like I have energy. We literally are home to sleep and sleep only because we are always on the go. And so when I started realizing there was more to life than waking up feeling tired, my friends started catching on. My co-teacher started catching on. And knowing that I had an impact on other moms to help other moms really inspired me, because I was like, wow, I need to quit being selfish. I need to share this with other moms, because so many of us are like trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're trying to keep up with Pinterest. You know, there's such high expectations of moms and our kids. Like, how many of you have more than one? How do you go 3 different places? I've got a 14-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and let's not count the husband or the animals, you know? And so I constantly go, and you want your friends to feel that too. And so I literally started sharing with my friends. I started shaking up ketones when we meet for play dates. I started shaking up ketones in the supply closet at the school. And it just, the ripple effect just blossomed. It blossomed so much that I built a business on this. And this mama took her whole entire family of 5 to Disney World on my paycheck. Like, how rewarding was that I got to give back. I got to give a huge memory to my family and feel so accomplished, because sometimes us as mamas, like, we feel like what we do isn't enough, and really we know we are the backbone of the family. And so it was really neat to get back to my family, and it's been really neat to see the ripple effect, see Priscilla really just blossom, and just to see what my other friends get to do for their family because of ketones.
I love that, Krista. It was starting to break up at the end, but I think we could hear you. And I love how sharing this product has given so many moms an opportunity to do something for ourselves. Before I started drinking and sharing ketones, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to stay a stay-at-home mom, but I didn't know what I could do to do it from the pockets of my day, from the soccer field, from the water polo stands, being able to pick my kids up at school every day. And this has given me the ability to do that. So thank you, Krista, for sharing. Next up, my friend Sarah is going to share. And I love hearing Sarah's story. I never get tired of it, and it's continually changing. She's a new mama. I think Indy's like 6 months, maybe a little bit more now, but she's a new mama, and I've loved watching her and how the product has changed her life, but also her business story and what she's able to do now. So Sarah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jodi. Yes, so before ketones, I actually wasn't a mom before ketones. Like, as Jodi said, I'm a brand new mama. I was a school teacher. I was teaching 7th grade math. I was coaching after school. I was waitressing on Sundays because, hey, teachers in Idaho make no money. In case you wanted to know, if you're a teacher, don't come to Idaho. And I was also catering weddings on Saturdays. So I literally was so busy. I was so unfulfilled. I never got to see my husband. Like, we only saw each other in passing. He worked nights and he worked weekends. And it was just unfortunate. He's my best friend, and I never got to see him. And so we knew there had to be something better out there. I became overweight. Like, in my opinion, I felt overweight. I just felt ugly from the inside out, because when I would look in the mirror, I was like, gosh, Sarah, what are you doing? Like, you're wasting your gifts. You're wasting your talents. Like, what are you doing with your life? You're gaining all this weight. You're snacking. You're putting unhealthy things in your body. I was never happy to like wake up in the morning and go to school. Sometimes I would actually cry, and I was like, gosh, there just has to be a better way. So fast forward, I was introduced to ketones. It tasted amazing. I didn't have an aha experience. Other people saw it in me first. So first, my husband was like, love. We call each other love. He was like, what are you doing? Like, your mood is so different. Like, you have this bright light, like shining from the inside out. Like, those ketones, like, I want to try some of those. And so he started drinking ketones. I just got teared up thinking about it. And then I went to this bar class, and my bar instructor, this is all in week 1. She was like, Sarah, tell the class what you're doing. Your whole body is transforming. And I was like, what? Let me look in the mirror. I do look kind of good. Like, what is going on? And so I came home, weighed myself, and I was like, dang, like, I'm like losing fat. Like, is it these ketones? Like, this is insane. I threw my scale out at that point. That was in 2016. I haven't weighed myself since, except for when I go to the doctor. So other people saw it in me before I saw it in myself. And then I started to realize, you know what? I'm happy when I wake up in the morning. Like, I'm excited to pursue my day. Like, what is going on? I had left my teaching job at this point to pursue something before ketones even fell into my lap, because I knew I was meant for something more than what I was able to give within those school walls. So I had left that. So I was kind of all over the place, but I was just excited about my day. Fast forward, and it's just crazy how you start to count things out for you. Like for us, we thought having a family wasn't in the cards for us, because we thought, hey, we're too busy. We don't have the finances. It's just not going to work out. Once we started sharing ketones at a really high level and inspiring other people to live their best life, like everything fell into place. My husband and I are both full-time with Pruvit. We decided how unfortunate would it be if we didn't try and start a family. So we have a 7.5-month-old baby girl. Her name's Indy. And it's just amazing. We get to stay home and we get to work our business from home, helping other moms, helping other teachers, helping other dads. And it's so fulfilling. I tell my husband, like, I didn't know a fulfillment like this even existed. I didn't know a happiness like this existed. And because of ketones, like, I'm healthier than I've ever been in my life. I walked through that door 35 years old being pregnant. And I was like, oh, great. I'm old for being pregnant. Like, they're going to say that I get extra visits and all of this stuff. But the doctor said, Sarah, you're one of the healthiest women that's ever walked through my door. And I said, I'm drinking these ketones. Like, is it okay if I keep drinking them? And he said, yes. So if you're pregnant, definitely get them approved by your doctor first. My doctor 100% told me to drink them every single day because that was best for my body. And I had the most wonderful experience. And now being a new mom, like, I just feel like I'm crushing it. Like, seriously, she's 7.5 months old. We get to watch all of her first together. And it's just been so unbelievable. And I tear up while I like look at all of these faces, all these moms, because really what I'm most excited about is inspiring other people to do the same and showing up as the best you each and every day. I mean, that's what my daughter deserves. That's what my husband deserves. That's what my family like deserves. They deserve to see the best me every day. And as I see all of you, I'm like, oh, it's just so inspiring that like we get to do this. And so I'm probably rambling, Jodi, but that's my story.
No, it's great. There's so many things that I can relate to. And it's so powerful to hear that, like to be that better version mom. Like I used to be the mom that would Rochambeau with my husband on who was going to be the late pickup at night for the kids' sports or for their youth group. And now like I'm still awake and I go and I get time with my kids. It's given me so much more of my life back. So thank you so much for sharing, Sarah. I wish I had ketones when I was pregnant. I wish I had ketones when I had a newborn. It would have been a game changer for me. And remember when I mentioned earlier how easy this is to share with people. Well, when I first started drinking ketones, we really struggled financially. We didn't even have the money to send our kids to the church camp they wanted to go to, and we had to ask for scholarships. And since I've been drinking ketones and sharing them, we've been able to send our kids to camp and help other people's kids go as well. So that's been such a blessing. But one of the things I did first is reach out to get my two friends. And one of my friends I reached out to is Keisha, and she is going to be our last share tonight. And it makes my heart so happy to see her here tonight. If she's on the call, it means she hasn't had her baby girl yet any moment, which we are anxiously awaiting for. But thank you, Keisha, for coming on. And I just wanted you to kind of share how the product, but mostly kind of how the business has kind of changed your life.
Thank you, guys. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up. Yeah, gosh, I don't even know where to start. Yeah, thanks, Jodi, for introducing me to the product. If any of you that don't know me, I come from a nutritional background. I'm always wanting to know what I put in my body. I'm very sensitive to gluten, dairy, so I pretty much everything. I was the girl that carried a bag of spinach with me everywhere I went. So when she introduced it to me, I wanted to know all the things. So I started off with that and started drinking it. And honestly, I didn't really feel much the first couple of days, and I started noticing a big shift in like just my my ability to like be more focused. And I'm normally the girl that's like squirrel. So raise your hand if that's you too. And I noticed that within day 3, thought it was completely placebo. And then day 5, a little background about me, I've kind of struggled with fatigue and some hormonal stuff for 3 years prior to drinking ketones. So it was a big shift when I had this boost of energy, went to the gym, was like super like happy and had this euphoric feeling. I called Jodi. I was like, I don't know what you gave me, but all the women in my life need this. Like all my friends talked about our stomachs hurting or can't eat this, can't eat that. And it just came like alert to me. I was like, this stuff is going to change the world. So I started sharing it with my close girlfriends on social media and called up some of my close girlfriends on the phone. I was like, have you heard of this stuff yet? Like this stuff is not like any other supplement I've taken. Like, I mean, I was on a bunch of different supplements. You can ask Jodi just to try to get healthy. And what's crazy is it just, people wanted to know what it was and there was interest there. So I didn't have a story like Jodi where I was trying to make ends meet. And I mean, I was getting by living paycheck to paycheck and I thought I was on cloud 9, but then eventually I started sharing this. And what I noticed the most is that my friends were having, if not better experiences like mine, but if not better. And then they were also interested in the business side of it because they were living paycheck to paycheck like most of my friends. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this could actually be something that I could do from home. And at the time I didn't have a kid. I actually didn't, I was single. I didn't have kids. Well, fast forward pretty quickly. My hormones balanced out. I started feeling myself. I had a baby. Baby Jet, he's 1.5 years old. I'm currently pregnant, 38 weeks, almost 39, crazy. So baby's about to pop. I've drank it both pregnancies. I like kind of like what Sarah was saying, like I truly, everyone's like, how are you sleeping? Do you have energy? Do you have this? All these moms. And I'm like, yes, I actually do feel great. I am sleeping. I am getting all these benefits that like most pregnant women might get. So Jodi says, I wish I would have had this when I was pregnant. And I'm like, I'm so glad I found it before I got pregnant. So it's been a really fun experience just sharing the product naturally. And to be honest with you, like I shared a couple of my transformations, which I don't do enough of on my stories and Facebook recently. And I have these moms coming out of the woodwork of just talking about like how much they're struggling and they just want a solution. So it's been great to know that we have a natural product that works. It's also been great to know that I had a friend text me 2 days ago and said, my friend is struggling financially. Can you just share with her what's working for you? So that kind of, the business side kind of fell in my lap because I wasn't really looking. Hi, Carrie's son. I just saw like a hand go across the screen. I wasn't looking for it. It kind of fell in my lap, but because I love the product so much and it sells itself and it does work, people just started sharing it. And I was like, this is going to be so awesome, not just on the product side for health wise, but also for the business side. So Jodi, I hope that's what you're looking for, but it's been awesome. I've been doing it 2.5 years. And now that I have a baby coming, I just couldn't, I'm mind blown to like being able to stay at home and know that I have like income coming in and not have to stress about bills and what I'm going to do or going back to work. Like I've been able to stay at home for 2.5 years with my firstborn and now my second. So
I love it. It makes me get really emotional because I can relate so much. It was my heart to be home with my kids. And the fact that we both get to do this and stay home with our kids just makes me so excited and makes me want to share it with every mom who also has that desire to have something else. And I just wanted to mention too, if you're like Keisha, thank you, Keisha, so much. Rest, relax, and text me as soon as the first contraction hits you.
But if anxiety before I start talking.
if you're like Keisha and you do want to know all the things, guess what? We have an amazing Pruvit TV app. If you have Apple TV, type in the word Pruvit, Pruvit, or just type in pruvit.tv and that will pop up. You will know all the sciencey things. I'm not super sciencey. I related more to people's stories. The girl who shared it with me, I wanted that energy. I wanted better focus. I wanted to start sleeping at night. And so I was curious enough to pick up a 10-day challenge. So, if you're on here and any of the things the moms said you could kind of relate to, or if you're just simply curious and want to know more, I hope you join us with our resolution solution and you grab a 10-day drink ketone challenge. Get with the person who invited you. and just, let them know if maybe you're ready for option number 1, you're ready to grab that 10-day challenge. And maybe you're ready for option 2, you want to grab that 10-day challenge and you have a couple friends that are ready to do it with you too. Or maybe some of the stories about the business have you thinking, wait a second, I know at least 5 people that would do this. And I would love to pay off those bills that I just put on my credit card. Then get with the person who invited you to this call. We're going to have an amazing, amazing call on January 2nd for all our new customers. So if you're on here tonight and you grab that challenge, we're going to be here to walk with you every step of the way. That's how our community works. Whether you're coming in and you're like option 1, I just want to drink ketones, or whether you're like option 3, wait a second, I'd love to build a business and do this with you. We wrap arms around you. You don't have to have any previous experience. I've never done anything like this, and it's completely changed our lives. So I just want to thank all the ladies that hopped on here tonight and shared their stories. There's so many stories. Like, we literally could go on for an hour hearing different stories about this product. But what I encourage you to do the most is just drink it. Drink it and have your own experience, and give your friend your opinion. Like, drink it and let them know how it works for you. Everybody's body is different. But what I do love, even though I'm not sciencey, is that ketones do work 100% of the time for 100% of the people who drink them. That's the one science fact I know and keep up here. But what I know here in my heart as a mom of 3 is that you're going to love this. It's going to change your life. So thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you for sharing your stories. Get back with the person who invited you if you have any questions at all. And I look forward to seeing you guys all on our January 2nd call as we start our resolution solution and our drink ketone 10-day challenge. Have a good night, everyone.